Hello, this video is going to show you how to use rubrics in D2L, as well as how to associate rubrics with discussion boards and with a grade book, and how to grade using grade discussion boards using a rubric and adding them to the grade book. So what you want to do first is go ahead and go to D2L and log into your course. So I'm going to go to my test course. Now, the key to creating rubrics in D2L is that first you have to have enabled rubrics. Notice here at the top here, rubrics is enabled on this course. If rubrics is not enabled on your course, I'm going to show you first the steps to go in and enable it. First, you want to go to Edit Course here on your right. And now you want to click on Navigation. Okay. I have several nav bars here in my nav bar option menu. You probably only have one if you've never created a nav bar before. So what you probably have is you probably have two, the KSU course default nav bar and the KSU course expanded nav bar. What I want you to do is we're going to go ahead and duplicate the KSU course default nav bar. And you're going to do that by clicking right here where you see two sheets of paper. It says copy KSU course default nav bar. So we're going to click that right now. And it says the copy will be created in this org unit. And say yes. Okay. So your copy is now here. Here's mine because it says August 14, 2013. Notice that now it's blue and it's a hyperlink. So now you can actually edit this nav bar. So go ahead and click on it. And you can give it a new title so you won't get confused. I'm going to call it the practice nav bar. And click Save. Now you want to look right here to the second tab that says Links and click Links. Okay. Now the options for your links come up here. The top left area links are here. The middle area is here. Bottom left link areas are here. Bottom right link areas are here, and so are the top right link areas. Right now, currently my rubrics is up here on the bottom left, so that's where we're going to add rubrics right now. So let's click Add Links. And we're just going to scroll down till we see rubrics. And they may not be on the first page. So you want to go down here and click the little drop down and go to page 2 of 2. And now we'll scroll down to the bottom again until we see rubrics. And there it is. So we're going to check mark that and then click Add. Okay. Now you can continue to go through and add any other D2L tool that you see in here that you may want to use if you like, such as the checklist and the surveys, etc., etc. But for now, we're just going to add the rubrics. Okay. So now that we've added the rubrics, let's go back to nav bars. This automatically saves, so you don't have to click save again. So we'll go back to nav bars by clicking here. So as you see now, the new nav bar we just created is located here at the bottom. It's the practice nav bar. Now what you want to do is go ahead and set your nav bar as your active nav bar, because if you notice here, the active nav bar on mine is still a copy of KSU course default nav bar, and yours is probably still KSU default nav bar. So if you look up here under active nav bar and click the change button, it then offers you a drop down, and you can select the nav bar that we just created. So we'll click on the practice nav bar here and click apply. Confirm that you want the practice nav bar as the active nav bar, and you click yes, set active. So now this new nav bar is what's active, and you should now see the rubrics icon here at the top. Alright, so let's go ahead and click on the new rubrics link that we have up here at the top. Okay, now you want to go ahead and click on new rubric here. Let's give our new rubric a name. I'm going to call mine discussion rubric. And a status. Let me go ahead and explain a few of the options that you have on this page. So the status of your rubric, you have three options. It's draft, published, and archived. When something's in draft, it means you're still working on it. Your students can't see it. When it's published, it can actually be seen by your students. And archived is a similar way of almost throwing your rubric away. Archiving your rubric is a little complicated because once you archive it, you can't really see it, and it's just a couple more extra steps to get it back to where you can see it and you can make it workable again. So for right now, we're going to leave our rubric in draft. If you go down here to type, you can choose to create an analytic or a holistic rubric. If you need to read up on the differences, you can click what are the rubric types listed here, and it gives you a little information on that. And so for the purposes of this, I'm going to create an analytic rubric and click close. So our next option is to create initial number of levels and initial number of criteria. Now, think of the number of levels as the grading level. So if you're gonna give your students a full 3 points for getting correct grammar, then let's see, we're gonna have 3 levels or 4 levels of 3 points for perfect grammar, 2 points for good grammar, 1 point for subpar grammar, and 0 points for horrible grammar. That's going to be what the levels composes of. Now for criteria is going to be the kind of the category in which you're grading this by. So grammar would be a criteria. Quality could be a criteria. If you wanted to grade by length, it could be a criteria. And you can increase this if you want to. If you know how many criteria you want, you can make it 6, 7, 8, as well as the levels. So we're going to use scoring methods, or you can do custom points or text only. It's up to you. I'm going to do points. And this is very important. You want to make sure that competencies is checked. When your competencies are checked, you're able to associate your grading rubric with a grade item as well as the discussion board. So it's very important to make sure that that's checked. And then we're going to go ahead and click save. Okay. Now the discussion rubric draft is saved. The next thing you want to do is come back up here to the top and click on the second tab that reads levels and criteria. So for the first criterion 1, we're going to edit this and give it a name. So click the drop down button next to it and click edit criterion. I'm going to call criterion 1 grammar and spelling. And here's where you add the description of how the student can attain the 4 points or the 3 points. So let's go ahead and say for 4 points is no mistakes, perfect grammar and spelling. Students can earn 3 points by saying there are 2 or less grammar errors, spelling errors combined. 2 points may be 3 or less grammar errors and spelling errors combined. 1 point may be 4 or less grammar errors and spelling errors combined. Okay, and then click save. You can also you can provide feedback as well to this. If they get 4 points, you might want to say perfect or great job. If they get 2 points, you may want to say keep working and click save. So we have the first criteria added. Let's go ahead and add the second criteria. Edit criteria again. This one is going to be, I'm going to call this one quality of posts. And so the student can get 4 points if, let's see, they provide a thoughtful and relevant post. 3 points if they provide a thoughtful or relevant post. Maybe 2 points if they provide a somewhat thoughtful and or relevant post or relevant. Let's say or relevant post. 1 point if they provide a post that is neither thoughtful or relevant. And click save again. So we're going to finally edit the final third criterion by clicking edit criterion again. And so for this criterion, I'm going to actually call this replies. We're going to call this replies. So for the description, we're going to say reply to 2 or more of your peers posting. Reply to one of your peers postings. Let's call it replies and participation. Reply to 2 or more of your peers postings and read all of the, and read 75% of the discussion postings and replies. And then to get 3 points, you'll say replies to 2 or more of your peers postings and read 50% of your peers postings. Okay, and maybe the third one will be replied to 1 or more of your peers postings and read 25% or more of your peers postings. And then the final 1 point is gonna say just read 25% of your peers postings. Okay, and click save. Okay, so now we've completed a rubric. We need to now set our rubric to publish so that we can associate it with grade items as well as discussion boards. So here's the rubric that we just created. Let's click the set status button right here. If you click the drop down and then click set status, we can change it to published. So now this rubric is published and we can add it to, we can associate it with the grade item or the discussion board. So let's go ahead and click on discussions. And let's select the discussion topic that we want to associate it with. So I'm going to select the apartheid discussion topic here. And I'm going to click edit. So notice that there are 4 tabs here at the top. We're going to select the third tab that says Assessment. And here are our options. Now recall that I said that you must associate your rubric with the grade item as well as with the discussion. So if you have not created a grade item for this topic yet, let's go ahead and do that. If you have already, just hang tight and I'll show you how to associate the rubric with the grade item a little later. So choose a grade item if you already have one, or you can select new grade item. I'm going to call this our prioritized discussion, and the short name for it is going to be D5, as in discussion 5. I'm going to select the category of discussions, and for max points, I am going to give the max points as 12 because that was the maximum number of points that we created according to the rubric. There were 3 criterion with 4 points max for each category. Therefore, the maximum would be 12 points. So if you come down to this button that says Add Rubric, this is where we're going to associate the rubric with this discussion item here. So now, once you click that button, you see the discussion rubric option here. This is the discussion rubric we just created. So let's click the box right next to it, and then click Add Selected, and save. And I'm going to leave the rest of the settings here to make the grade item always visible, and click Save. Now we're back into our discussion options here, discussion and assessment options here. So let's go ahead and associate that rubric we just created with the discussion topic. So click Add Rubric, and let's click Discussion Rubric once again, and click Add Selected. Now you can click Save. I'm sorry. So you have to also add the score out of here as well. You have to remember you're going to also have to do this again in grade item, perhaps if you haven't done it yet. But the score is going to be out of 12 because that's what I created for my rubric. So I want to go ahead and hit save our progress. Now, notice that there's a box here that says messages, and it asks you if you want to assess each message and automatically calculate the topic score. Let's select yes. Let's check this box and select yes. Then it asks you the calculation. Select the calculation method. Average message score, maximum message score, mode message score, highest on multiple. This is just so you can see the options that are available if you wanted to assess each message in this topic. I'm not going to do that. I just wanted you to see the options that are here. So I'm going to uncheck this box because we'll just assess it all as one message. So I'll click Save now. And now let's move on to grades here. So if you move your cursor here to grades at the top, and then scroll over to the new grade item that we just created, I called it short name T5, and click Enter Grades here. It takes you down to where you are able to enter grades. Now, if yours looks like this, then the assessment is not properly associated with the rubric yet. So what you want to do here is scroll back up to the top. We're going to reassociate the grade item with the rubric. So scroll back up to the top, and on the left here, click Manage Grades. Let's go back and find that grade item that we just created. It was apartheid discussion. And let's go ahead and click on it so we can edit the settings. Now, notice that when you scroll down, the option to add rubric is still here, which means the rubric is not associated with it. So we're going to click on Add Rubric. Now click on the checkbox that says Discussion Rubric, and click Add Selected. Now click Save. Okay, and click Save again. I want to show you how to go in and actually grade their discussion boards using the rubric. So let's go back and click on discussions here. And scroll back down to that discussion topic that we just created the grade item for and the grading rubric for. Click here on the little ruler with the check mark that says Assess Topic for Apartheid. So if you click here, then your students' names will appear here as all listed according to who has participated or what. So we're going to just go ahead and click on topic score here. I'm sorry. So all of your students' names will appear here. Now we're going to go ahead and click on discussion rubric. Once you click on discussion rubric, a new window appears and it gives you details about the posting, the discussion posting, gives you the student's name, it gives you the actual rubric that you can go in and fill in. But also at the bottom here, if this person had actually posted to the discussion board, their comment would be here for you to review. And then you can go back up and highlight the radio dials for the points that they will have achieved here. And then you can click Save. So now, although we went ahead and did that to the discussion board, it doesn't actually cross over. You have to go back into topic score and actually manually enter the physical grade. So we're going to, I think she got a 10 or 11. So we're going to just click grade it and then click Save. And hers has been graded. And it would appear in the gradebook as well. However, since none of my students have actually posted, it's not actually showing up yet. If they actually posted, then it would post a grade, but it hasn't. So, but anyway, that is the gist of how to create a rubric and grade the rubric and associate it with the discussion board as well as the discussion. This is Nikki Hill, instructional designer for the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you.